the year of Superman. Welcome to a special Krypton Report podcast episode. It is I, Tyler, your Superman of Blue, but I have a special guest.
Selah Patrick!
My amazing daughter, Selah Rose Patrick the Awesome. Where did we go, Selah?
We went to a Comic-Con in Cincinnati.
We went to Cincinnati Comic-Con, or Cincinnati Comic Expo, technically is what it's called.
Oh, do you have your press pass?
Yeah, it's hanging up there. They'll see pictures.
I'll grab it. I'll go grab it.
Okay.
I'll grab it.
But we had an awesome time. Got to meet some people. We're going to tell you guys about it.
First tell them about the shop.
Oh, I'm going to tell them how it started. So Selah and I left. We got gas and got a drink to start our day. And then as we're driving, a deer jumped out, about an 8-point buck. I'm not a deer hunter.
I thought that was the way back.
No, it was the way there in the morning. And that sucker,
He was big.
it was big. And it like ran next to us. Then I swerved and it ran behind us. And I was like, wow, this is a crazy way to start our day.
Yeah.
But we really enjoy Cincinnati Expo. It's my favorite con to go to every year. And this year really encompassed what we've talked about on the podcast, which is the year of Superman. It really was every celebrity there, but 3 were Superman. The 3 that weren't was Ray Chase, a voice actor.
The new one. David.
No, hold on.
David.
Yeah, he wasn't there, but I'm saying like the actors that were there, only 3 of them weren't. John Rhys Davies and Karen Allen were the only celebrity actors that were there that were not Superman related.
Supergirl.
She's Superman related.
Yeah, you didn't count her.
Yeah, I did.
The one that we wanted, that you wanted to see?
The ones that were not Superman related.
Oh.
Everyone else had some connection to Superman.
Oh.
So it really was. But when we got there, we got our cool press passes for the podcast.
We both had Lois. And I saw volunteers had... Need more out. Volunteers had Zod, right? Volunteers.
They had Bizarro.
Guest had Supergirl and Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
I saw Gary.
Number 4.
I saw that one on the Lois, Smallville Lois.
Okay.
Well, not on her, but like on the...
Right.
So, yeah.
So when we got there, we parked and everything. The parking was... So the past 2 years, they've had it at the Sharonville Convention Center instead of the Cincinnati, because the Cincinnati Center's being renovated.
We saw somebody as Ghostface, like a weird-looking, powerful Ghostface.
It was like Punisher meets Ghostface cosplay.
Yeah. And then there was Spider-Punk, and then there was also a Spider-Man that was half Spider-Man, half Captain America. And your girl dressed up as Peacemaker.
Selah was dressed up as Peacemaker.
That's my Halloween costume, so.
And let's see, we saw a really awesome Hawk Girl cosplay.
Oh, we saw a good Red Hood.
We did see a good Red Hood.
The same night we tricked or treat and we saw a even cooler Red Hood.
Well, so we started our day. We got there trying to find a place to park. And when we first got in, the first artist person we got to talk to was Rags Morales, who very prolific DC artist. He talked to Selah a little bit about drawing and gave me a cool thing to look into about her wanting.
If I wasn't, is it
to learn
in
how to
New
draw.
Jersey?
Yeah.
I thought you said New Jersey.
The Kubert School in New Jersey.
Yeah, but I've heard that's very far.
Yeah, but he said there's a correspondence where you go like online or through the mail or something, so I'm looking into it. And Rags, of course, drew Action Comics with Grant Morrison for the New 52, which is one of the best parts of the New 52.
So, also, let me tell you guys something. We got to the next room after that, and we saw this really cool guy that had these fake-looking swords, guns. There was the same thing next to each other. But they were really cool. We saw a Wonder Woman sword. They were so cool. I saw one that was like had a box with it. I don't remember. It was like a katana.
We
kind
saw
of.
elven swords. We saw
I saw a really cool realistic gun that kind of looked like Peacemaker's, kind of.
yeah. So they were all made out of foam, which is nice.
Yeah,
So,
not like totally foam. It was like hard. It was like foam, and then they put like hard nail polish on it or something. But yeah, Daddy, you won't keep talking. What else what else did we see, Dad?
so the next thing, we finally were walking around everything.
Real quick. So in the parking lot, we also saw Velma Dinkley. So that was cool. And then right behind us, when we were walking in, was a Daphne Blank right behind me.
Yeah, you were super.
That one was pretty cool, and we had pretty fun. Keep talking about the shops, Dada.
So as we were trying to navigate through, it was just laid out really weird because it was like the convention center is too small for that con, and the only thing they changed really was they didn't have any fan panels. So every year I've done a panel at Cincinnati Con for the past 3 years, and we submitted this year and we didn't get to because they didn't do any fan panels. The only panels they did were for the actual celebrity guests doing their own thing. So it kind of stunk. But when we got in, we finally found the room with all the celebrity.
Which I was like, where's the celebrities? Where's the celebrities? Where's the celebrities?
And the first one we were able to talk to was
some people from the old one
so
you've met.
The first one we were in line, but we saw our friends Morgan and her husband Adam Seibert, the owners of the Superman Museum for Metropolis.
Yeah.
And they were talking with Gerard Christopher. So we went over and we got to talk with Gerard Christopher. So we met Superboy Gerard Christopher.
Awesome.
And he was cool to chat with, and I feel bad because you can definitely tell he's very passionate about the show. But you can tell he's kind of hurt and frustrated because the show doesn't get the love or even attention that it deserves. And I think the big part is it's not streaming anywhere. I've often said, I miss DC Universe because DC Universe was streaming Superboy, was streaming The Adventures of Superman. And when they converted over to HBO Max, they did not bring over Superboy. It was on Tubi for a little bit, and it's not streaming anywhere.
Really?
Yeah. We bought it, and I told Gerard as we were talking about how James and I had just finished reviewing season 3, and we were getting ready to start season 4, and how we were enjoying the show and enjoying how it transforms, and just really letting him know we appreciate what that was.
The next person you guys are gonna like, but keep talking, Dad. Keep talking, Dad.
So it just really was kind of a negative, the fact that he just didn't get the recognition I think he deserves because he did play, the character, and it's not available, and it kind of stunk. He's not able to sell any merch or anything. There was no hey, buy your copies here or anything. Because that'd be kind of cool if there was some sort of vendors. We saw vendors, but selling some of that. So we got to see Gerard. Then I got to talk to Mark Pillow. Mark Pillow played in Superman 4 as the Nuclear Man. And I just told him, look, I love Superman 4. I think it's better than Superman 3. I enjoyed it as a kid, rewatching it. And while I was talking to him, the volunteer at his booth was Jay Towers. Jay Towers has his own Superman podcast, Cape Wonder. And so that was cool to talk with him and just, let him know that he's appreciated for his work and that it's an underrated villain that doesn't get the credit it deserves. He was a really friendly, really nice guy. And Selah's just kind of looking like, who's this, Daddy? And I'm telling her along the way because we're making the most of our time. And none of the lines were super long, which was nice.
The longest one was definitely Tyler.
Yeah. It was.
Because
his
I bet he was probably the famous one there too.
Tom Welling.
Who was
Erica
Tom
Durant's, from Smallville. Now,
Lois Lane from.
then after Mark, we met and talked with Elizabeth Tulloch, right? No, first we met, because we did it twice. We talked to Michaela Hoover, who recently played Cat Grant in the new Superman movie. So Selah was really excited to meet her, having, Selah watch the Superman movie, the new Superman movie.
That's like the one I really, really knew.
Exactly.
She was the only one that was representing, so shout out to her.
Shout out to her. And Selah brought, you want to show them what you brought?
First talk about the first thing that she really said about my name.
Oh, she really loves Selah's name. She thought it was a beautiful name. We told her that, we really like the Daily Planet stuff, and she said she'd have to tell James Gunn that they need more, and, maybe drop some hints that she'll be in the new movie. We'll see.
Hopefully.
And then Selah, she brought...
So
Selah brought this with her. What happened? We left Michaela's booth, we went and did something else, we came back, and Selah asked for this, and I got this for her special. You want to show them, Selah?
So, it wasn't... She gave me a hug after she did this, but...
Selah got her shirt signed by Cat Grant.
It actually is the new Superman movie T-shirt.
Yeah, and that was the thing, was she was the only one there from the new film, and so I told Selah what she's going to have to do is we're going to now retire that shirt to be worn, keep it somewhere safe.
Give me a new one, please.
I will. And what we'll do is we'll go to cons and get members of the cast to sign that.
I'm telling you, there should be, for the new Superman movie, hopefully somebody from the new Superman movie that's going to GalaxyCon. Because if not, I might actually ask someone to take this with him to the one that you guys are going in November.
Motor City?
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone there. And I think that's because they're getting ready to start filming Man of Tomorrow.
But I'm hoping that GalaxyCon at least has one of the new Superman movie.
I agree. So we got.
If they don't, I'm gonna be so mad.
So we got to talk with Michaela.
She gave me a hug afterwards.
She was really friendly and kind and cold. Like she was like rubbing her hands.
Yeah.
She was really cold.
She asked you for like an elbow fist bump.
And she is a very small. I mean, I knew she was small, but like she is a super thin, petite lady. And our next person we spoke with was Elizabeth Tulloch, who played Lois Lane in Superman Lois. She is also a very small, thin lady. They could have a thin off, and it's almost scary. Like, I just, it's nervous when you see people who are that small.
Whoa! What'd you just do?
So I'm just saying, like, I was a little concerned that, but that's just me because. Yeah. But we got to meet Elizabeth Tulloch, and the only negative thing I say, and this isn't her, this was her handler volunteer, when she was like, what are you guys getting? And I said, I just wanted to say hi. She was like, we'll make it fast. And I don't like that when they're like, oh, you can only say hi to people if you're paying for something. I mean, I think it's a real negative.
Like, you already paid to go in.
Yeah, it's
you already paid. Like, I bet wasn't the press passes, what's different about the press passes against the tickets?
The press pass we get in for free.
You get them for free?
Yeah, we technically get in earlier too, but we just didn't make it in time to get in early.
No, because I really wanted to make griddle for McDonald's, and we had to use the bathroom.
We had to stop a couple times, and then it was a rough morning, to get going.
But the press passes were really cool.
But when we were talking to Elizabeth, I was able to tell her like how important the storyline in Superman and Lois about the miscarriage was, and how having survived, my wife and I, through 4, that being brought to the forefront of a Superman story meant a lot to us. And and she told me that it was her idea to make it a late term miscarriage because it was better representation of what a lot of people go through and how much that's harder than early term miscarriages. And I told her, I was like, I appreciate that because I feel that people don't understand sometimes what dealing with those type of miscarriages are like. So it was really good to talk to her, and then we went and we spoke with. I'm trying to remember the order.
Me too.
We met Tim Daly,
Yep.
the
Yep.
voice of Superman from the animated series. It was really great.
And Justice.
You know, that was George.
We met George right after we met him.
We met George Newbern right after. Both really nice guys.
But I want to do it. There was a slight problem. There was what was his last name? George who? Newbern. George Newbern had the picture that was the animated for Tim Daly.
Yeah, so I'm looking at all the pictures they have out to sign. I look at the handler, who's a volunteer. Okay, and I said, technically, I'm like, that's not his Superman. That's him. And I point to Tim, and the guy just kind of laughs. He goes, "I didn't put these out, man. I'm just, a volunteer." And I'm like, "I got you." I'm like, "I totally got you." I was like, I think it's kind of funny that they didn't get these right. And he chuckled. And it was kind of funny. And one of my favorite parts of the whole convention, I told Selah, was we're in line to talk to George, and he's talking to another fan, and he sees Selah dressed as Peacemaker, and he stops. He goes, "Great costume," and smiles at her, and then he goes back to talking.
I remember that.
And then we get up there and we talk to her, and I tell Selah, like, she's played the Injustice games, and she's watched Justice League with me, so she knows George from those. And a few years back, almost 5 years now, I think, actually. It was like, I think 4 years. I got to interview George.
I think it was 4. Because I remember it was in this room. It was in this room, and we came 5 years ago, so I think it's 4.
He's my favorite Superman voice actor just because the lines that he gets to deliver, and just reiterating to him like his take with for the man who has everything and how strong that is.
Okay,
powerful.
I have a question then.
Yes.
If you had to pick somebody out of these 3 options, who would it be? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Dave Cornsweet.
Okay.
The Superboy. The first one we got to meet. Yeah. And George.
Am I talking about my favorite Superman out of them?
Yeah.
Maybe,
And Tim.
Maybe just George.
George?
Yeah.
Then what if I threw in Tyler?
Oh, then it's Tyler. So we got to meet, I think the 2 pillars of animation Superman. I mean, there's been other voice actors who have done Superman.
I feel like we only got to meet Superman in one Lowe's and then Cat Grant, and I feel like the rest were the Superman people.
They were. We got to meet. So the next people we talked to as we walked around, got to say hi to Sarah Douglas, who I interviewed a couple years ago too on the podcast, who played Ursa. Real quickly because we had to go.
Who?
It was when I was standing there because I talked to her.
No, we didn't.
I literally just said hi to her and waved to her.
Because what we did is that we were in line and we had a couple minutes before we had to go back downstairs. So I'm like, "Dad, how about we just head back down?" Then he just waved and said hi, and then we just had to really go downstairs. So it wasn't like you just face to her. But
right. I got to talk to Jack O'Halloran.
Who's that?
While we were waiting to talk to Sarah, who played Non, and he asked me what was great. He said, I told him about how my story about how I for the longest time I didn't know what was Superman 1 and 2 because my TV copy, and he laughed about that. And then he asked me if I'd ever seen the Richard Donner cut, and I said, "Yeah, of course I've seen that." He's like, "You can definitely tell that he prefers the Donner cut, the Donner vision." And he said, "I wish Chris had looked at them and said, 'No me without Donner.'" And I was like, that's powerful. And then he's like, "How do you cut Brando out of a movie?" I'm like, "It's true.
So after that, we went downstairs to take a photo.
Yeah, we saw an awesome hot girl.
I forgot about that.
I mean, she looked straight out of the movie.
Yeah, she did. and
We wanted to go.
Oh, I saw Guy Gardner.
Did you?
Yeah.
We wanted to go get in Tyler Hecklin's line and actually get to talk to him a little bit more.
But his line was really, really, really long.
But we went. We got our photo done with him. Got to talk to him for a moment, briefly, and he was really nice. And I got to thank him for his portrayal.
And then I gave him Dad's Krypton report card.
Yeah, Selah gives him one of our Krypton report cards.
I'm like, here you go. I think he's gonna check your channel out.
But
hopefully he sees this video.
So what's really awesome, Selah, I haven't told you this, is as of today, I just got an email that Tyler Hecklin's coming to GalaxyCon.
Well, GalaxyCon's gonna be the best con I'm ever gonna go to.
So
Because we're mostly going there for Ben Shorts, because Solomon really wants
to see Ben Shorts, and I'm doing a panel. So
You are?
Yeah. So that was Selah and I's trip. It was a quick trip.
No, it wasn't. It was actually a fun trip.
It was a fun trip, and it was a good time for her and I to go and spend some time together.
I forget what my lunch was.
We had McDonald's.
Oh, yeah.
It was right around the corner.
And also breakfast, we had McDonald's.
You had a McGriddle, and then there was the McDonald's right around the convention center.
Yeah. We couldn't park. You want to tell them about parking?
So the convention center had its own parking, which was free, which was nice.
It was really
But then
nice.
there was another place next to it that you didn't really realize you crossed into their lot, but they were doing a tournament. But then just a street over was a high school. And that's where we parked. That's where everyone else was parking, was at the high school. So that kind of made it nice because then we were able to actually park. So.
But then, first, before we parked at the high school, because it was completely empty. First, before we parked at the high school, something strange happened.
What?
We were parking at the thing, but we passed a line, I guess, and it was by the same building, but a different part of the building. And we were listening to these other people talk to the other people, and Dad told me to shh. And these people were actually talking about that if you don't move your car to somewhere else in that parking lot, you could get towed.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they also announced it on the microphone. Thank God they did that. But we parked in the high school because it was completely empty. There was a couple people parked there, but it was complete empty. And we're we might as well just park here because it's a Saturday. No one's gonna be there. So we parked there. But yeah.
Yeah. So that was our time at the con. Thanks for checking it out. Keep rocking your love for Superman this year, and we've got more stuff coming up.
Yep. Look up in the sky!
Thank you for checking out the Krypton Report. Please click our link tree in the show notes to follow us on your favorite social media platform. We have a $1 Patreon, just $1 a month to keep us going. And in return, you get exclusive shows and specials. If you want to join us on an episode, send us an email or a message.